Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, people. Right, so today was meant to be a really good video, one that had been asked for ages to do, and then we finally sorted out and arranged to do it, and it's raining, so if we made it, it would not be a fair analogy or whatever, so we're going to save that one for another time. Hopefully it's dry tomorrow. But yeah, so today, when I was at the auto sport show on last weekend, I showed you the Mark 8 ST. That's the first time I've ever seen it. I think it's a lot of the first time anyone had seen it, really. And I sort of just showed it for a little bit and said that I was going to speak on it in a bit. Oh, fuck it. And yeah, so, oh my god, come on, Granny. Right, so yeah, back to the story. So yeah, saw the Mark 8 ST, got a look over it, spoke to like some people there that were sort of showing it, and they gave us like the first actual sort of now known date it's going to be released, the price, stuff like that. So I'll share it with you guys, give you a quick talk about if I will personally be buying it, what I think of it, what like an overall view of my perception of the car, because I know a lot of you guys always ask me what cars to buy and stuff like that, and I don't know, so hit you with the Mark 8 ST because I'm guessing you're going to ask that a lot. Right, so first impression of the Mark 8 ST, I saw last February, March, they revealed the pictures of it, and I'm going to be honest, in the pictures it looked absolutely disgusting, and they looked like a Seat or something. Not a Seat's a bad looking, but it just looked like a really boring car that it's like they've got a sporty car and then thought, let's make this sporty car less sporty. Who would do that? That's just ridiculous. So I didn't really have high hopes for it. I heard that it was like a 3-cylinder, like, and then in city driving it can go to 2-cylinder, so obviously that's going to be great fuel economy, but on a sport car, an ST, like economy in that should not be your main concern. It should be about having fun in the car, all that sort of great stuff. So now we'll get to when I actually saw it. So when I first impression seeing it, the rear diffuser and like the back end of the car, because that's what I saw first, it looked better than the photos, but where the diffuser is, I love the stock diffuser in these, where like the bottom level, is it a rear valance, is painted so separate, and they had down there, but where you've got like the honeycomb that goes over it, they've done it really tight, and it just looked like, oh, we didn't know what to put here, so we just stuck this on quick and thought, yeah, that will do. No, it does not look right. Side view looked like a pretty nice car. At the front, it looked sort of like, the grille looked more like a do you know the Vignale editions Ford make, like the fancy posh ones? That's what they sort of look like they'd gone for with it. I mean, it did look good, but at the same time, when you compare it to the Mark 7 ST when that came out standard, the Mark 7 just looks so much better, like in every way possible. And then, but I would say interior wise, they've upped their game, because the Mark 7 ST, even though I do have a low spec one, the interior in these are quite dated. With the new ones, you've got the full touchscreen, like big screen like that big. You've got lots more options. They had all like carbon fibre trim inside. Obviously it's fake carbon fibre, but I mean they've gone that extra step to add that in, so hats off to them, innit? But yeah, so they've also changed the Recaros. The Recaros, I don't mind, are not leather, but they're the same style as the other Recaros. The new Recaros look a bit more like, I don't know, like also more Vignale edition. Like they've gone a bit like posh and fancy, and oh, look how pretty these Recaro bucket seats look. No, they're meant to look like race car. Well, to me, that's how they're meant to look. Obviously everyone's got their own opinion and stuff like that, but personally that's what I would have liked to see. But then coming down to the, obviously I haven't been able to drive it. When they get them in the showroom, I'm just going to go there and say I'm interested in buying one, which I'm not really, just so I can drive and see how it feels. But yeah, so it's a 3-cylinder, 2-cylinder, like in town, about 198 brake horsepower. They told us it would be released in, I believe it was April, maybe May, so I'm thinking April, and roughly £23,000. And then I thought, alright, that's quite good. And then I thought, £7,000 more, you could get a Mark III Focus RS brand new. Alright, or 198 brake, or 300, what are they, 340, 350, 360 brake Focus RS. What one are you going to choose, mate? It's got Focus RS, 4-wheel drive, launch control, drift mode, Fiesta, 3-cylinder. I can't see the 3-cylinder being very tunable. I mean, obviously, not everyone goes to buy an ST and tune the fuck out of it like I have. But I mean, from a tuning perspective, I can't see it having much more potential than what it already has. I mean, when you look at it as well, you've got to imagine, like, when I see a stock Mark 7 ST, I think it looks pretty ugly. But I bought the car because I fell in love with the look of it when it was stock. But when you get surrounded by modified ones, obviously you think, oh, this looks ugly now, I want it to look like that. So you've got to sort of imagine the modifications on it to really understand and appreciate the car, I guess. But yeah, so I said it's 3-cylinder, I said money, and then obviously with this one, you've got the ESC off, so electronic stability control. So you press it once, so it goes sport mode, so it's traction off. But worst comes to worst, it'll kick in a bit to save your ass. Hold it down, all off. Now with the new one, they've got a sport mode, so I'm guessing that's traction off, saves you a bit. And then they've got a racetrack mode, which is sick. I like that. But it still comes down to the fact of, does it have as great tuning abilities as these? Like, these come with race clutch standard, which not a lot of people know, which is a sick thing that Ford brought out. They didn't even mean to make this car that good, and they made it like probably the best hot hatch out there. I know that's very debatable, but to me, it's probably the best hot hatch. You come from that point of view, if you was to buy it because you wanted to have a sporty car as a daily, or just you wanted a sporty car but you're going to lease it or finance it and not touch a single thing, keep it completely standard, then yeah, it's a perfect car. It's got great power, it should have great economy, like it's going to be cheap to run, probably cheap on tax and insurance. It's a perfect car. Daily wise, I think that would be an amazing daily to have, personally. But like I say, personal preference, isn't it? I do love what they've done with the I've just seen in Mark 8 Fiesta there, the headlights, how their DRLs run. I do like how they've changed that on them cars. Yeah, they also have like on the red editions, that they have a black roof standard now. I'm not sure if they come with like a bit of a sunroof bit, but I know they come with black roof standard, and I think it was mirror caps. I'm guessing they're gonna have a lot of optional add-ons, maybe better wheels, stuff like that. But there was talks of maybe a Fiesta RS at one point, whether that's still coming in or not. But I think if they made a Fiesta RS, people would buy that over the Focus RS personally. But I mean, the Focus RS does have the like more family aspect, even though it's a lot more expensive to run. 5-door, you can get family in it. But yeah, also, oh, there's an ST line on there. We'll see another Mark X today. Yeah, with the Focus, no, the Fiesta, they actually said that they brought it out at the end of the period of making the Mark 7s. You can actually get the Mark 8, sorry, ST in 5-door as well now. So you've got a 3-door option and a 5-door. I'm not sure on the paints, but I do know that the paint that was shown in the first teaser trailer, you know, when it was like racing the bike, I don't know if you've seen it. If you want to see it, I'll probably link it down below if I can find it. But they had a really nice blue to it, and they're not even bringing the car out in that blue anymore because it was too expensive to make. So I don't know why they showed it in a really nice blue, and now they can't even sell it in a really nice blue. That's pretty stupid to me, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'll wrap this video up here. So if anything that I've said helps you or appeals to you, smash a like, comment any questions. I've tried to get back to them. Like, I don't know everything about it. I'm literally just told you everything I know, my personal opinion. And yeah, will I be buying one? If I had the money to buy it as a daily, yes. Would I trade this in and get one? No. But that's just my personal opinion. Like, make sure to subscribe for more content. We're almost at 10k. 10k would be amazing. That's like a big goal of mine. So if you can do that, I'd